Hi, I'm Diane and I'm the Chief Leadership Officer at Blueprint Leadership. This week's theme is presentations. There's a lot of information out on the internet, and I really encourage people to participate in Toastmasters. But today, I want to talk about something specific with regard to presentations. And that is, how do you connect with people? How do you create an emotional response so that people remember what you said? Maya Angelou said that people forget the words that you use. They forget what you said, but they never forget how you make them feel. So at the end of the presentation, you want people to walk out of the room with an experience that changes how they perceive things. Or what's the sense in having a presentation in the first place? This hit home for me when I was reading the book that Chip and Dan Heath put out called Made to Stick. And in that book, they talk about how important it is and some techniques for ensuring that your message sticks. And it reminded me of a good friend. His name is Mike Moeller. And he has done this twice, and I'm going to share those examples with you, where he really had an impact on his audience because of the way that he created an experience for people in his presentation. The first one I remember was he was working for a company called Nuvasive, and he wanted to demonstrate to all the employees in the company how they had affected patients over the years, the number of patients that they had served. And so what he decided to do is he bought some peanut butter cups, and he put the peanut butter cups into a cylinder to represent how many patients were served year 1, year 2, year 3, etc. And then he took that cylinder, and for year 1, he poured the peanut butter cups out onto a table, and let's say that it was 100 patients. And then he took cylinder number 2, representing year 2, and he poured those out onto the table, and let's say it was 300 more patients. So whatever the numbers were, by the end of the presentation, there was this big pile of peanut butter cups on the table, and they were overflowing onto the floor. And it represented how many patients that this team of people had affected. And it was so much more impactful than putting a spreadsheet up on a screen and saying, here's year 1, here's year 2, year 3, etc. And so people walked out of that room with a sense of pride for all those patients that were spilling out over the floor that they personally had helped. And then I remember it was like 15, 20 years ago when I first met Mike. And we were working for a manufacturing organization in Temecula, California. The name of the company was Guidant. And Mike wanted to demonstrate to the assemblers in his team, at that time he was a VP of operations, he wanted to demonstrate to his assemblers the cost associated with scrap. And so, as you can imagine, flat screen TVs were something new at the time, and he went out and he bought the biggest flat screen TV he could find. And he loaded it on the back of a truck. And then he called all of the assemblers out into the parking lot. And basically, he just trashed that big screen TV. And if you can imagine these assemblers looking at, wow, I could have had that big screen TV in my house, and instead it's scrapped, sitting out on the parking lot in a billion different pieces. And Mike said to him, we scrap this every single week in our production. And so what an awesome demonstration of the impact of scrap and the cost associated with it. So much more impactful than Mike using words or a spreadsheet or even any other methodology to demonstrate that. And so here's my challenge to you. As you're working, whether it's in a big auditorium, a small group of people, or even one-on-one, how can you use metaphors, stories, or concrete examples like Mike used to help people to really walk away with an emotional experience that helps them to understand the impact of the message that you have? There's my challenge. Good luck this week.